Joe? What up, Joe? What up, Joe? Y'all know what it is, your boy Ben, and this is the NBA Nightly Show. Special edition. We got a game 7 going on in the Eastern Conference, but we're going to talk about that. But y'all know what we do. We start every show. I introduce my panel with me, starting off with Nate.
What up, Doe? How y'all doing, man? Yeah, man, just waiting here for the Eastern Conference Finals to start. You know, watching these two teams beat up on each other, and yeah, I'm hoping I think we're gonna probably start Tuesday. I'm assuming because I know the Thunder and Spurs are gonna start Monday. So yeah, man, just waiting for the next team to come up. So we're ready. Let's go. Yes, sir.
I think he's muted.
Neil, you're muted.
So look, just somebody just go next then. Look.
Go for it.
I think Bando over there muted.
Hey.
He might got something on the background. So look, all right. So next on the panel, you feel me? You going to see or you want me to go? What we doing?
Oh, either one is okay.
Go for
with
it,
me,
go
brother.
for it, brother. Go for it, man. Go for it.
All right. Welcome. We in the building. You hear me? Detroit Game Changer Sports Talk, Industry Sports, featuring right now on Detroit Fan Report, man. Hollering with the homies, you know what I'm saying? 3-3, Cleveland versus Detroit. You know, it pains me to say 3-3, but you know what I'm saying? I got to give respect where respect due, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward for this conversation for sure.
Yeah.
My bad. I unplugged my mic. My bad. Steve, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What up, though? This is the New Breed 313 Sports. Also, 313 New Breed Real Talk. Also, man, it's just good to be a Piston fan right now. The famous words, Game 7. It's going.
What are you talking about? You're a Magic fan. Shut up.
Orlando Magic.
He was rooting for Orlando Magic earlier.
And they still mad at me doing that too, but it's okay.
Shit.
But also, Cleveland. Game 6 was for you.
We're gonna talk about it. But let's start off the show. Let's talk about this Western Conference. First off, the Spurs beat the Timberwolves 139-109 to complete the series, and the Spurs won 4-2. Nate, your thoughts and recap this series, please.
Well, I mean, Ant getting hurt before the series started definitely hindered him. He wasn't 100%. You could tell, you know, he wasn't trying to go dunk on Wemby. He wasn't really trying to get up at the rim as much as he usually does. You could tell he was probably about 75% healthy. You know, when Dante DiVincenzo went out with an Achilles injury, that pretty much did in kind of Minnesota, because if you look at this series, it's basically this simple. The Timberwolves couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I've never seen so many wide open threes missed and easy layups missed at the rim. Like, and it's not even Wemby contesting them. They're just missing them. Like, bad. Like, they can't even, like, they need to go back to doing layup drills. That's how bad they miss those shots. To where San Antonio made their shots when they need to make their shots. Now, they had their issues too. You know, they struggle at times when they shoot the ball themselves. But one thing San Antonio does that Minnesota did not do is when the shots weren't falling, they didn't take them to the rim. San Antonio did. San Antonio lived in the paint with Castle, Harper, Fox, Wemby. All those dudes lived in the paint. And that was the difference of the series, because when you watch the Minnesota game, Ant was being doubled, being hounded every time he got the ball. He had no help, man. Julius Randle is a piece of shit. Like, oh my God. Like, dude had 3 fucking points the last game, dude. I am so glad we shipped his ass out, because this is the Julius Randle that we had in the playoffs against the Hawks, and the guy didn't do jack shit. And that's why his ass got shipped out for Towns. So now Minnesota's seeing the Julius Randle again that didn't do jack shit, was terrible. And Ant needed Julius Randle to play well. Remember when I said this series started, what is the first thing I said? Julius Randle has a huge mismatch against San Antonio, and he did not take advantage of that. And losing Dante DiVincenzo, you asked other guys like Terrence Shannon, Naz Reid, dudes that aren't used to scoring a lot, to really have to up their game. Because Gobert wasn't going to score, and Julius wasn't scoring. So it was pretty much Ant, Terrence Shannon, and Naz Reid and Dosunmu at some times in this series. And that's just not enough, And so Minnesota's got to figure out what the hell they're going to do in the offseason. I really do think they're going to move heaven and earth to try to either get Ja Moran or Giannis Antetokounmpo on that team. And they're going to give up whoever they want and draft picks because you've got to get Ant some help. If you do not get Ant some help, Ant will demand a trade because Ant is that good and he was hurt. So I'm going to give him a pass because he did as best as he could as far as wheeling his team. Nobody else showed up. Everybody else was inconsistent, and that's why San Antonio is in the next round, period.
Okay, Vaughn.
D Trent, you feel me? So check
My
this
bad,
out.
D
Right?
Trent. My bad.
Yes, you good. So check this out. Let me just start by responding to the Julius Randle thing. The problem with Julius Randle is people keep thinking he's a number 2 option. This is the problem.
It's true.
Julius Randle is a point forward. That's what he is, right? And part of Julius' game is living in the mid-range. For this team, Julius Randle should be starting at the 3 and not the 4. Because Minnesota needs a stretch 4 to play around to play next to Gobert. Right? Also, to Minnesota, you had Rob Dillingham. You drafted him. You didn't even play him.
They traded
him. And then you shipped him off.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you could have used that young energy right now in this series, right? Minnesota was never going to win this series because they don't have enough firepower. And they got some guys that could have held up. Like DiVincenzo shooting would have definitely helped. But, I mean, Dosunmu came to life a little bit. They don't use Jaden Daniels at all. A guy that can actually really give you 20 a game. You call no plays for him. All right? You got him playing the 3. Right? When technically, he probably should. For this team, it probably would have been smarter to put Ant at the point and run Daniels at the 2 with Randle at the 3. Because now Randle can really play point forward. And if Ant got the ball, is whoever at the point getting abused. So now his pick and roll game where Gobert is looking even better. But I think San Antonio is just that team right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned they drivers, bro. A lot of teams don't have 5 guys that can take you off the dribble. Harper, Fox, Castle, Keldon Johnson when he feel like he want to feel it, right? Then you still got who's the other guy? Vassell. When Vassell feel like he want to take you, what you gonna do? All right. Luke Cornett is a nice, solid, big 7-footer. Come off the bench, give you some blocks and rebounds, some energy points. And then you got Harrison Barnes, right? And Harrison Barnes is in a role that really fits him, right? He's not really asked to do a lot. Come in, be a vet. But if I need somebody to give me a random 20 points, Harrison can do that. So, and being that San Antonio was about the only team that really gave OKC problems all year for the past 2 seasons, if I'm mistaken, I think it's only fitting that that's the Western Conference Finals.
Break.
So, I mean, the Spurs is just the all-around just good team. I think even if DiVincenzo was even playing, they still would have got blew out. I feel that way because it probably would have been even worse. So I think the Spurs was going to win that series either way. it's just this is what happens when you facing a team that doesn't really have a legitimate point guard. They don't. They don't have a legitimate point guard. And I think, and I'm with y'all, man. Julius Randle, I don't know what's up with him or what's the deal, but ever since he's been traded, and I know Knick fans is like, yo, we glad to get rid of him.
This is why we traded him, man. This is exactly why we traded him, because in the playoffs against the Hawks, the dude was non-existent.
Yeah.
Non-existent.
But in all fairness, we can't forget this same Julius Randle was the one that would help Ant-Man and them get to the Western Conference Finals last year. So we can't forget that.
And the year before that.
Well, I don't know what the hell happened to him this year. Shoot.
Go ahead, Bree.
It's just to me, like this is what happens when Anthony Edwards, man, it's always gonna be a question every year. Is he gonna get this? Is he gonna get better? Is his team gonna get better? Is anybody else gonna step up? And the whole now with Jay McDaniels, and then he always do some talking and stuff. So it's just like you can't do that with San Antonio. Can't do that. Can't.
Or if you're gonna do that, back it up at least, man. The guy was terrible.
And he has to get his get his game better. He has to shoot better. He has to be that second scorer if Randle is not. He has to be that second.
Well, he played like that against the Denver series. Like he looked like he was up and coming, and that was the guy again. Didn't have him. San Antonio doesn't have an answer for if he's on his game. But he was terrible, man. Like the guy just showed up so small for being so big. He played small, just like Julius Randle did.
See, but this is but San Antonio's depth is just crazy. Like they just like y'all said it. Their depth is crazy, and they was afraid to go to that paint with Wemby. You could just tell. You could tell because didn't nobody want no part. They were scared to even go to the hole. They was just like, yeah, we just gonna shoot. We just gonna shoot and just hope they.
Why, Breed, is because they had Gobert on the floor. Gobert's not a 3-point threat. When they put Nas in the game and Wemby had to guard Nas, that freed up some opportunities at the rim. But when Gobert's in the game, Wemby's just not playing defense. He's just there because Gobert's no threat. Yeah. Wemby can just sit there and freelance and block everything that comes at the rim. They won't have that against the Thunder because Chet will make Wemby work on the perimeter. I promise you that. Or Hartenstein because he has an ability to kind of just shoot a little bit of jumper himself. So that was a big problem. I thought Finch at some point – I like Finch. I think Finch is a hell of a coach. But Finch had to get his head out of his ass and start Naz Reid. At some point, Naz needs to start, man, not Gobert, because Gobert gives you nothing on the offensive side.
You sound like a B-ball Paul fan.
Exactly.
I mean, but at least B-ball gives you something like on the offense side. Rudy gives you nothing unless it's at the rim. Nothing.
See, so, and Rudy's been doing this for years, and I don't know why teams
they can't get rid of him, man.
It's going to be different. It's like he did that in Utah. Yeah. He's doing it in Minnesota. It's the same thing over again. And
but y'all know why. But see, you hit the head. You hit it on the head. There's no point guard. What point guard did he play with in Utah? Like he a big man, right? Big man can't get themselves the ball. Every big man ain't Wemby,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Or Garnett, you know what I'm saying? Or Rashid, or Weber, or with my boy Abdul Rahim, Sharif Abdul Rahim. Mm-hmm. Everybody not that. We gotta understand every big man needs a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And unfortunately for Gobert, like I say, he ain't got no point guard. And this is why I brought up Rob Dillingham. Rob Dillingham, y'all traded with San Antonio to get the 8th pick to draft Dillingham. This would have been a series to validate the trade for that pick. But you sent him to Chicago for the Sumu, and you could have had them both, to be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all just didn't want to play him. But Conley, 40. Conley my age. He like 42. Conley my age. What we talk about?
Yeah.
He wasn't even starting anymore either. They put Dosunmu in the starting lineup.
This what happens when your point guards is Ayo Dosunmu and Bones Highland.
Bones didn't even play. What the hell happened to Bones?
No, but see, that's the problem.
Exactly.
They should, but see, this is where I knock Finch though. He should have started Bones. Because worst case scenario, Bones gonna make Stephon Castle work. And all you need in basketball in the playoff is an opportunity, right? If I get a guy who could neutralize a guy that's getting hot, that gives me a chance to use somebody else to help counter off something else. But if I don't have that guy, now I gotta find the guy to neutralize. Now I'm going, you feel what I'm saying? Now it's not giving me the arsenal to play. It's not giving me the opportunity to play with my whole arsenal. You know what I mean?
The interesting thing, too, about this series is that this series was pretty close at times. Like, they were, like, within neck and neck of each other. It's just that Minnesota got stagnant and shot stupid shots and didn't make their shots. In essence, turned over the ball, too, which led to San Antonio's transition points and gave San Antonio confidence by getting to the bucket with ease. You know, like, you can't take bad shots against San Antonio. Because if you take bad shots against San Antonio, more times out of none, the others, they're going to get their buckets inside. That's how they score their baskets. They're not a good shooting team on the perimeter. They struggle at times. So they get their buckets inside. And if you can clog up the paint and stop them from getting easy buckets inside, then you force them on the perimeter to make shots. And that is not their strongest point. You know, they want to get those easy buckets in the paint, because it makes life easier for everybody.
So
and
check this out.
Will.
So check this out, Nate. I think you're forgetting something, right? The first game, for one, I ain't gonna say you're forgetting, but maybe you're not considering some things that I'm pretty sure you're aware of. All right. So Minnesota is the vet team in this situation.
Sure.
Right. And to be fair to Julius Randle, I believe 3 of the first 4 games he went over 20. I think one game he damn near had a triple-double. We had like 27, 9, and 7 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he was small the whole series. But game 2, that was either game 2 or it might have been game 3, was the changer. When Wemby had a 10-block triple-double. Y'all remember that? He had like 18 points. He had like 14 rebounds, but he had like 10 blocks. And remember, Terrence Shannon came. I think it was game 3, because if I'm mistaken, Minnesota still won that game. And he was kind of like, yeah, I'm still gonna go to the whole wooty why. But guess what the coach was saying? Bruh, we can't let him get 10 blocks. Now the thing about Gobert on defense is Gobert actually was giving Wemby problems on defense. Mm-hmm. But since ain't nobody feeding Gobert on offense, Wemby playing free. You know what I'm saying? So I think, this series was definitely closer. I think DiVincenzo, who was probably a little better facilitator than the rest of those guards, would have helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think they could have won 7 if they was fully healthy. I think Minnesota probably could have won this series if they were fully healthy. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the stat line for Julius. His first game was really good. He had 21 points on 8 of 20 shooting. After that, he had 12, 12, 12, 17, 3.
Oh, damn. So that 27-point game must have been against Denver.
That was against Denver. That was against Denver.
That was the Denver series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, him and McDaniels played really well against Denver. Like, that's where Minnesota was getting all the confidence, because McDaniels and Julius were really finding their game. It's just when they came to San Antonio, it's like those two dudes were mismatches for San Antonio, because San Antonio's guards, as good as they are, they're small. Jaden McDaniels is a big guy. He's like 6'9", and he's got a long wingspan. So I like that matchup. Julius Randle is 6'8", 6'9" himself at 270 or whatever. So that was a mismatch too. Neither one of them took advantage of their mismatch at all. You had Castle at times on Julius Randle, and Julius Randle was getting eaten up.
But Nate, you're forgetting Julius is 6'10", right? And whatchamacallit, McDaniels is 6'9". Who
Yeah.
getting them the ball? This is the whole. This seems like this small thing ain't a big thing, but it's one of those things where this small cut is really a bolstering bleeding gash. Okay, you don't have nobody to get everybody else the ball, right?
Facilitator. You ain't got no facilitator.
No facilitator, bro.
But
That
even
is
but even when they had their open shots, they still didn't hit them.
but bruh, but listen, that's gonna happen. Like, it's the NBA, bro. You gonna have stretches of 4 or 5 games where you ain't hitting, and you have stretches of 9 games where everybody
you don't
hitting,
want to have
bro.
that in the
It's just about the
playoffs.
timing. You know what I'm saying? It's just about the timing. That's why they say you want your best drive to be hit going into the playoffs. You always hear that saying. You want your best drive because it's a game of runs and phases. You know what I'm saying? You could do everything right, bro, and still miss 20 shots straight. That don't mean you ain't doing it right. It's just this ain't your time to be hitting. But guess what? You can see 21 go in, and you can go off and hit 30 straight. You know what I'm saying? And fuck around and hit 35 or 50. Like, you don't know. Like, it's just like that. You know what I'm saying? But they're not going to the pole. I think that was a coach call. I really think that was a coach call.
All right, let's get to the Western Conference Finals game right now. Let's talk about that. We got San Antonio Spurs playing the OKC Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Freedom to talk to you, man. Start with you first, man. Who you think got the upper hand in this series, and who you think gonna win?
I'm gonna say the Thunder, and I'm gonna say the Thunder in probably 6 games. I think with their experience, they're just as deep as the Spurs. I think they got a chip on their shoulder because of what happened in the regular season. They want to correct that. They want to tell these young bucks, hey, bro, this is our Western Conference.
It's not ready.
You got to go through us.
Yeah.
Like it ain't happening. It ain't happening here. Like Wemby, you'll get your time, just not here. And Shea got something to prove too, man. Shea trying to get past. He wanna get another chip. He really wants to get another chip. And I know Thunder is sick and tired of how the Spurs won the series and this and they can beat them and stuff. They got something to prove. But with the Spurs, this is another stepping stone for them. Like, hey, if we can get past the Thunder, then hey, we taking over this West. So it can be back and forth. I think it's gonna be a good series. But I think the Thunder gonna win in 6, man. I just think it's just I think they're going back to back for the finals. I really do. I think they might be even better probably this year than they was last year. They might just be.
There's some truth to that.
Because they clicking in all cylinders right now. And they healthy. So I think it's gonna be the Thunder, 6 games.
He said the Thunder in 6, and Nate.
Same question. Yeah, I agree with Breed. I think they do win in 6, but they can finish in 5. And I'm going to tell you why is because when you look at what the Spurs have faced, they faced a Portland team that honestly was a young up-and-coming team, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn themselves. They couldn't hit, I mean, outside of Avdia and Scoot at maybe a couple of games, they really had no other shooters outside of that consistently. And then they play a Minnesota team with a banged-up Ant and no really shooters on that team either. So
they played the Lakers. OKC played the Lakers.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you talking about? Yeah.
I'm talking about the Spurs. I'm talking Spurs.
Yeah.
So the two things, like I said, San Antonio does really well is they score in the paint. Well, with Oklahoma City, their job is going to be to clog up that paint because they have the dogs on the perimeter to go against a Castle, go against a Fox, and then they have a guy like Chet and Holmgren that can go against Wemby inside, but also too, the Thunder shoot the 3 at a high clip. So why is that important? Because that neutralizes Wemby. When you want, the reason why the Thunder and the Knicks can beat the Spurs is because their ability to shoot the 3. the last two series that the Spurs have played, nobody was shooting the three at a high clip. And so therefore everything was scored in the paint, which gives Wemby a lot of advantage against the players because they're not going to call fouls on Wemby because he just blocks everything, even if it is goaltending at times. You know, the thing is that with the Thunder can beat you in so many ways. They can beat you from the three. They can beat you from the paint. They can beat you from the mid-range. Like, they are going to make San Antonio's defense work. And all I got to say is if Thunder are hitting their shots on a consistent level, this is not going to be a close series. Because San Antonio, we've already said time and time again, they struggle shooting the ball at times. Like, they literally went 7 games with a Minnesota team that had no business even going that far because they couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn. Ant was the only guy that was holding that team together, and he wasn't even healthy himself. So you're telling me a fully loaded OKC team with getting J-Dub back, McCain is shooting lights out himself. AJ Mitchell looks like a damn star up and coming for Oklahoma City. You've got Isaiah Joe who comes off the bench who can put the ball in the bucket too. Like, it is gonna be tough for San Antonio to guard all those guards. It's gonna be guard on guard play. But whoever makes their shots from the guard play probably will win this series. And I'm gonna give it to Shea and his boys because I trust those guys. They've been here, they've been to the hardships, they've been through the championships. San Antonio probably is still a year or two away from getting that point. But Oklahoma City is going to show them that, hey, it's a whole different ball game against us, y'all. This ain't Portland. This ain't Minnesota. This is the playoffs, and we're ready.
See, and I think another thing, too, with the Thunder, and I think a guy I think could be an X factor in that series could be Cason Wallace.
Oh, I forgot about Cason Wallace. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Cason Wallace and I think Isaiah Joe. I think those two guys there. And then Cason Wallace plays defense, so he can play.
And don't forget my boy Caruso either.
Yeah.
Caruso could be a huge X factor.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely.
D.
It's coming way
Yeah, because they
You just over there chilling. You just chilling in the sunset right now. That's crazy. But go ahead.
In the breeze.
I'm just sitting here listening because they just so pro OKC right now. And don't get me wrong, I feel like some very valid points was brought up. You know what I mean? But the playoffs is about the stars. Period. Okay? So so what I boil this down to is, first, can Wemby and Yana outplay Chet and Hartenstein for 7 games? I would bet money he could. I'm not going to even hold you. Wemby and Yana has shown so far in this playoffs that he willing to go the extra mile. I ain't saying that somebody pushed him far enough to where we can see the extent of his extra mile because we ain't seen his best of the best. But just the flashes, bro, just his flashes is some people's best career nights in their career. You know what I'm saying? Just his flashes. He could just flash and hit you for 40 and 18 with 5 blocks, 6 threes at 7-4. That's wild. I don't think Chet Holmgren can outplay him for 7 games.
He's not going to outplay him. That's not what he's there for.
But you had the whole floor though. I don't think he could play. I don't think he can outplay Wembanyama on the. Let me be specific. I don't think he can outplay him on the offensive end for 7 games. I don't think Hartenstein can out-rebound Wembanyama for 7 games. There lies, I think Luke Cornett could be a big X factor in this
Absolutely.
series.
Absolutely.
If he can come in and be a 7-footer, run the floor, just get, you know what I'm saying, just do the little things. That neutralizes that whole little front court of theirs, right? So now you're saying, okay, again, playoff is about the stars. I think we can say that Stephon Castle is emerging as a star in these playoffs. I think it's you know what I'm saying, it's arguable to say he's starting to. I ain't saying he has. I'm saying he's starting. He's showing that, hey, not only am I capable, but I kind of want it for real. You know what I mean?
You can't forget about what De'Aaron Fox is doing too.
And wait, I'm gonna get there too. I'm gonna get there. I'm with you, man. Big band. I'm with you, baby. You feel me? Hold on. So check it, right? So it's about the stars, right? So now the question is, can Castle up his game against Shea, right? And if he can, at Castle's best, and I don't know if that's his best, but what looked like a good best, he's a triple double man that can get you two, three steals and a block or two. At his best,
He's
I
got
think
foul
that
trouble. That's his thing.
you know what I'm saying. I mean, again, he going against Shea. You know what I'm saying? So we know,
yeah.
but the fact that San Antonio, from a strategic standpoint, might have a chance there with one guy that holds weight. So now we talk about Fox. OKC don't got a 2 guard on that team that can outplay Fox on their best day, on their career night.
I don't know about
Russo
that one,
could outplay Fox on a career night. You made that up.
J-Dub could
you
outplay
made that
Fox
up.
on a good
Isaiah
night.
Joe, you made that up. Aaron Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins, you made that up. Ain't none of them outplaying. And Fox on his game, none of them outplaying him.
Bro, J-Dub could outplay Fox.
I didn't mention J-Dub, and J-Dub plays the 3. You got to keep the context of the conversation. I said 2 guard.
I mean, they switch over, but it doesn't matter. But
but that's because you trying to play semantics. Instead of just hearing what my point is, you trying to find a way to diffuse it. I ain't arguing with you because I started off by saying y'all made valid points off top. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? And I'm just playing it from a basketball standpoint, right? Because OKC's already shown that they can beat them. Whether it was for the marbles or not, they have multiple experience to say, we can take y'all. So that confidence alone helps, right? Now it's a different setting when I get to play you back to back to back to back. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But you walking into the fight with the confidence, that helps, right? Okay, so now we get into J-Dub, right? I love J-Dub, all right? J-Dub, you know who he reminds me of? An evolved version of Josh Howard. Remember Josh Howard? That used to play for
Dallas.
Dallas. Yeah. Right. Goon. Couldn't stay healthy though. He reminds me of an elevated version of him because J-Dub can actually run point forward and give you buckets and play a leader on defense. Like he almost Pippen-esque in his ability, man. You know what I'm saying? So I rock with J-Dub. But I got to give San Antonio credit.
That's a good comparison.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I got to give San Antonio credit where they say, I got a Devin for sale. I got a Harrison Barnes. You know what I'm saying? I got at least a Keldon Johnson. I got a few guys that I can throw at him because I got other guys who can kind of neutralize in other areas. So now I feel like what this comes down to is who bench wanted more. Who are going to be the most unsung heroes for each team? And I think that's going to tell us this.
Yeah, I think I agree with
that. So
who
you got?
Sure.
Who you got? D?
I actually got Spurs in 6.
See.
Now to the part of the show.
Go ahead,
Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
This is the thing with this. Yeah. See, a lot of the guys from the Spurs ain't never been in this type of spot. So they're going to be like, oh, man, they're going to be nervous. They're going to be this. But OKC, they've been through this. They have the experience. This is not going to faze them. Yeah. San Antonio going to be playing with house money. They like, okay, we ain't really got nothing to lose, really, because we not really expected to win. If we do win, we going to take advantage of it. So, OKC got a major experience factor in this, and nothing's going to faze them. And they're going to be at home. And then on top of that, they got rest. They got rest.
And to add to that too, OKC's boys on guards can D up. They are crazy.
Oh no, they menaces. They
can get in the lanes. They can run out. They can do everything San Antonio can do. So really, I kind of expect a rock fight from a lot of these guards. because you're going to literally have your best defenders on your best guard players on both sides of the ball, you know. And yeah, Wemby probably will go off in this series. I don't think that the Oklahoma City can neutralize Wemby. My question is if OKC can lock up and shut down everybody else, is it going to be enough what Wemby's doing to take him over the top? We know OKC, they have scores from all over the place. Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, AJ Mitchell, Jared McCain, Alex Caruso can hit shots, Lou Dort. Like, they got dudes that can put the ball in the bucket.
Hold on, timeout. 15-yard penalty flag on the play. Timeout. Hey, bro, you had an argument until you start naming the wrong names. Listen, bro, you can't pay me money. You can't pay me to believe that Isaiah Joe is an offensive threat. He can hit some threes. He can get some transition buckets. But if you put a lock on him, he invisible. Stop playing. We've seen it.
He can shoot the lights out of the ball, man.
Okay, shooting ain't scoring. That's different.
He can totally put the ball in the bucket. He can put the ball in the bucket. That's what I'm saying.
Bruh, he can shoot. Can he create his own shot on a consistent basis? No.
But neither can Vassell, neither can Champagnie.
That's a lot.
They need the
you
ball.
Talking about Champagnie? I never mentioned Champagnie.
They need the ball themselves. They need the ball. They need to get the ball.
Now, Nate, I'm with you with Champagnie, but I got to disagree with you on Vassell because Vassell can definitely create his own shot.
He's more of a three-point shooter. He can get a mid-range shot, but I mean, all I'm saying is like those guys like Joe, like Cason Wallace, AJ Mitchell, McCain, all those dudes can put the ball in the bucket. It doesn't matter if you're a shooter or not. Yeah. You can put the ball in the bucket. They can get their own shots.
Yeah, and they defend too.
And they defend, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably gonna be a rock fight between all the guards.
I mean, so like Lou Dort is a good defender. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Russo is a good defender. Cason Wallace is a good defender. You know what I'm saying? I think Wiggins is a good defender, bro. But ain't none of them cats the ones that I'm worried about scoring no buckets. Because if they defense don't fuel who they is, they invincible. Period. Now, AJ Mitchell, Jared McCain, them guys I'm worried about. Because either one of them guys can hit you for 20 randomly. And they might hit you for 20 and a quarter. You know what I'm saying? It pushed to so I understand that, right? But again, for OKC, if them guys not hitting, that means Shea, J-Dub, Chet, Jared, and AJ gotta stay hitting. Like a combination of those five have to always stay hitting, right? But we talking about for the Spurs, you basically know Wemby gonna hit. If Castle start hitting, Fox start hitting, Vassell start hitting, if Harrison Barnes come off the bench and act like he want to get hot, okay? If I didn't even mention Dylan Harper, if Harper start going crazy, then you want to add a Champagnie, bro. The difference is San Antonio's team is bigger than theirs all around. All those guys outside of Fox is 6'5" or better. And we talking about 6'5", 200. They ain't even little guys. They 6'5", 200, 210, 215, 220. These ain't little guys. You know what I'm saying? They all athletic. They all play two ways. All right? So we talking about, like I say, I feel like, you know, that bench, them benches really going to be needed because when it comes to star power, I feel like the Spurs got enough people on their team that can score with the people that can actually score on OKC team. And if they defense ain't fueling them, I don't know how effective they are because I ain't never seen OKC beat a team from the half court. I ain't saying they didn't. I'm just saying I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen them win a whole game from the half court offense.
They were the number one defense in the NBA, bro.
So you fueling my point? So you're fueling my point.
All right. Hey, great conversation, y'all. Great conversation. I love it. All right, before we get into the game of the week, I do want to say thanks to everybody that's liked. Do us a favor, go to Detroit Fan Report on YouTube and subscribe. We appreciate that. Your subscribe goes far. Appreciate that. Now, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Detroit Pistons. Now, a lot of people thought that it was going to be over in Game 6. Cleveland never lost at home and everything else like that. Me and Steve,
Facts.
yeah.
Definitely
Okay.
thought it was
So,
over in 6.
with the series heading back to Detroit for Game 7, I want to ask you guys who got the edge and who think going to win. But before we get into the questions, I'm going to let the players speak what they said after the post Game 6.
We've been all season, back against the wall. We keep swinging. Obviously, the world's seen it in the last series. We just keep fighting, man. We go down. We don't lay down, but we go down, and the world probably is doubting us, probably think that it's over. But man, this locker room, we all believe in each other. We always think we got a chance.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of energy. It's gonna be a madhouse in there. The crowd has come to play as well. They want to insert themselves in the game. I know that, so it's going to be a fun environment for us, and we're excited to get back.
Everything you want is on the other side of hard. Nothing good comes easy. You know what I mean? That's kind of how you have to look at it. We could sit here and dwell on this and carry that into Sunday. What's that going to do for us, right? So understand we have an opportunity. We missed it. Now we have another opportunity on Sunday, and that's the mindset.
I told you.
So, Nate, you are a New York Knicks fan, so I'm going to wait. Get to you last because the winner of this game just plays the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's fine.
Team's been resting. You feel me? We know you're on the hot streak. But I'm gonna start with our guest, our Cleveland Cavaliers fan, D. Who got the advantage, man? Who's gonna win Game 7 in Detroit? You're on mute, D.
It's dark.
That's crazy how I just tried to start talking shit on mute. Excuse my friend. All right. Before I answer your question, I want to say, you know what I'm saying? Let them know. All in 216, you feel me? Hold on. Let me get where they get a little light. Oh, I'm too black. I'm too black for attack. So check this out, though.
We see is the grill. All we see is the grill.
Yo, let me see your grill. Your grill. Hey, so look, check this out, though. This a hard fought series, right? Part of me feel like, and I'm not saying this is a conspiracy thing. I'm just saying it makes sense business wise, right? The NBA has been wanting to put more spotlight on small market teams. You know what I'm saying? These last 4 teams that was playing outside of San Antonio because they got cachet with their championship was all virtually small market teams. Minnesota, Cleveland, Detroit. All right. And for the most part, having these Cleveland and Detroit playing the Game 7 as the only NBA game on the docket that day, that is for good TV. You know what I'm saying? And then the 6 it just probably wouldn't be right. You know what I'm saying? Plus, if you just know anything about Cleveland and Detroit, they ain't that far away from each other. They sister cities. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too much different from them except for Detroit got more notable history than us. You know what I'm saying? Motown and all them. Shout out to the greats. You know what I'm saying? They got the bad boy Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Even the Wallaces and them Pistons. You know what I'm saying? So, I from that standpoint, I ain't mad that it's a Game 7, right? Do I think the Cavs should have took care of business in Game 6? Absolutely. We shouldn't even be having a Game 7, but I could understand, you know what I'm saying, things that be. With that being said, I fully expect Cleveland to take this game. All right, I ain't saying nothing bad about Detroit because Detroit 2 stars is 2 young guys that I like, right? I like when Durham playing. I think Durham got a nice little game, and last game from what I seen, he gave me flashes of Blake Griffin. Oh, you got a little dribble out there on the perimeter to get you to the rim, get you to the bucket, huh? Okay then. And I like K, but I feel like Cleveland just has the better team. Even though Detroit has the best star on the floor, I feel like Cleveland has the better team. They have more firepower, and I don't think it's going to matter that it's a road game. Like, even if this Game 7 was in Cleveland, I think it wouldn't have mattered for Detroit. It don't matter. It's Game 7. So I expect, you know what I'm saying? I think Cleveland going to win it. I really fully expect them to win it. But I think they only going to win it by like 4. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to be like, I don't know, like 112, 108 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It might even go into overtime. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely got Cleveland winning this game in a hard fought one. I think K gonna put. I feel like this one of them games where all the stars gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? And we just gonna have some epic. You know what I'm saying? Whether they take turns by quarters and half of quarters or whatnot, they have their all little stretches. I think this is gonna be one of them games where like you're gonna be like, okay, regardless of how it ends, like it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I got Cleveland, man. I got Cleveland for sure.
I put a poll up in the chat. Type the Cavs if you think the Cavs gonna win this series. Type the Pistons if you think the Pistons.
You know where that poll's gonna go.
Yeah, right. Steve.
So I think during the start, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think some of us picked that this series was gonna be 7. I know some of them picked it 6. But I think early on it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be hard fought that first half. I think the Pistons gonna take it. And I'm gonna say the same thing I said in Game 6 and Game 7. Pistons gonna kill these boys. They gonna blow them out the gym. They're gonna blow them out the gym to the point to where they might not even handshake. Anthony Edwards, but he did the right thing, handshake in school. But
you shook their hands 8 minutes in the game.
right.
Damn.
Yeah, that wasn't that. It slipped. But I just think, man, Detroit, they don't want to lose on their home floor. And even though this is the second straight series of them going 7 games, I don't think they don't want the crowd to go home like, hey, the season's over with, and then against a division rival on top of that. And then JB don't want to lose to his former team. He wants to blow them out of the water after what they did to him. But K gonna get his. I think Duran gonna show up. B-ball Paul for it all. He probably gonna show up too. But Ron, get some run to Ron Holland, man. That's all I ask.
You on Team Ron.
Please.
Ron.
Give me.
It must be his defense, man. They just don't think his defense is good enough. But then you got Duncan Robinson out there, so go figure, right?
If you could put Sasser in there, I know you could put Ron Holland. I mean, my goodness.
Hey, Rock Boys, just type Cavs to get your vote in, man. Just Cavs.
Rock Boys in the building. But yeah, man, I just think the Pistons gonna take this. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna say a 20-piece, man. I'm gonna say a 20-piece.
Damn.
20-piece chicken nugget.
I think James Harden is gonna be the James Harden I know, a screw up. D Mitch is gonna be, I'm not gonna say the word, but since he ain't got his girl in the crowd, he gonna mess up. And it's just, I think for the Cavs to win this game, though, Evan Mobley gotta have a game of his life, man. He gotta realize that he got a mismatch against Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I realize it's Game 7, bro. What the hell
Like,
are you doing?
come on now. I would say the same with Jared Allen, but we know what Jared Allen is gonna do. He's more concerned about combing his fro than he is his game.
Fixing computers.
You know, it is what it is. And stay away from these Detroit females while y'all down here, Cleveland. I don't want to say no names, James Harden. I heard about what happened to you at the hotel, brother.
Oh, Lord.
Come on, man.
Crazy when you try to keep it respectful. I tried to keep it respectful, but that's
I'm
how you
just saying
about the game. I'm going ahead and let Nate go for
Hey, listen.
Go
That's why they call me the villain, man. I just
well, if you're the villain, hold my beer.
Yes, sir. Go,
All right, Nate.
Go, New York, go.
All right.
Nate, your question gonna be a little different. Who you think gonna win, and who you think will have a best series against the Knicks?
We're not even there yet. We gotta win. One team's got to win first.
That's why I said who you think gonna win.
I'm gonna say the Pistons because they're at home for sure.
Lord,
but I'm gonna throw a caveat out there for the game. All right, if the Cavs don't turn the ball over more than 15 times, they will win the game. If they turn over more than 15 times, the Pistons will win the game. Because this series has been determined by how many times the Cavs turn over the ball. If you watch that last game, they let that lead go or could not get back in that lead or could not get back into the game because of turnovers. Once again, stupid turnovers that led to Piston points. Listen, the Pistons already struggle scoring the ball. Last thing you want to do is give them easy baskets on the other side. So because that fuels a team that they can't shoot the ball well and gives them points. The Cavs are just all over the place with their turnovers. It's ridiculous. So if they can keep it under 15 points, they will win. If it's over 15 turnovers, they're going to lose. Now, that being said, if you watch that Donovan clip that you played, Neil, it was kind of funny because did you see James Harden's look on his face?
Like he's not.
No. This is what he was thinking in his head. I'll tell you right now exactly because Donovan's saying, "Oh well," whatever he said, like Hard is on the other side or whatever he said. Harden looking at him like, "Dude, I played a damn good game, and where the hell was your ass that game? Like, where was that? Where was that Mitchell from game 4 or 3 where he just went off and took over the game?"
Hey, Nate, that ain't what he thinking. He thinking, "Hey, bro, let's get this big paycheck so we can throw this game in Game 7." That's what he's saying.
He might have been thinking that, Reed. But I'm telling you, man, when he heard what Mitchell was saying. He's thinking in his mind like, dude, I played a decent game. Where was your ass in this game? You were nowhere to be found. Dude, you're getting paid $50 million next year on this team. $50 million. $50
million?
You showed up small in that last game where you could have closed out and already had a break and get ready for the Knicks. So,
yep.
But here's the thing. Mitchell's got to show up, dude. I agree about Mobley. Mobley's played pretty consistent. He needs to take his game up to another level for sure. But, dude, Mitchell, if you want to be considered as a low-key superstar, you have got to show up Game 7. You have got to show up. Because if you don't show up Game 7, and you hear it right here, right now, your ass or Harden's ass will be traded for LeBron James. And they will move heaven and earth to bring LeBron James to Cleveland, and they will ship either Harden or Mitchell to LA. You heard it here. So it is do or die. If you don't win this series, heads are gonna roll. Like straight up.
All right.
I agree with Thomas. I agree with Thomas here when he said this is Harden's legacy game for real. And it do depend on what Tobias doing, Durham doing. He said LeBron James is going to be a free agent.
So
you don't want him here.
Listen, hold on. So let me see. When you try to be respectful, people just love to take things too far. You feel what I'm saying? I tried to be nice about your little bum ass roster, right? You trying to tell me that Duncan Robinson supposed to help be your savior? I actually like Karis LeVert. But he one of the few people who don't show up when he's supposed to, right? He gonna show up every other time you don't expect it. As soon as you need him, he disappear. All right, you know why I know that? Because he from here.
Yeah,
I think him over here. All right. Asar Thompson can't keep his hands off nobody with his old touchy feely. Oh, touch. That's why he always on the bench with the fouls, because he touching everybody. Keep your hands to yourself.
And he can't shoot.
He can't shoot at all.
Hey, listen, he can't. He won't even look at the rim. He get a glance at the rim. He like, oh, Snoop. Let me go back. This
don't even try,
close.
Well, I hate when people keep talking about Mobley need to. Mobley is 23. Jared Allen is 26.
Damn, I didn't even
Donovan
realize
Mitchell, 27. Hold on. Donovan Mitchell, 27. Harden, 36. Even Matt Strus, 30. Bro, it's a lot of people on that team that need to prove themselves way before we get to Mobley.
Hey, listen. And Dean Wade got to show up. You can't be in the starting lineup and you scoring 0 points, man. Come on, man.
You can't have the last name Wade either.
So, this is why turnovers was an interesting point. This is why context matters. Dean Wade don't create his own shots. It's not how it works. Dean Wade catch open looks when the ball moves. You can't move the ball if you're giving it away. There's no shots for him to have when you got 20 turnovers. You gave away all his shots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I understood what he said. Okay, if they get under 15, yeah. Because truth be told, that has been, and that's crazy that for y'all to be the number one team, your whole win is dictated off if we can handle the ball. It ain't been one game where y'all just like where Detroit dominated them. It's always been, man, Detroit took off with the turnovers.
Yeah.
So again, I feel like Cleveland a better team. You know what I'm saying? But to Nate, because it was on Nate's turn, I was gonna ask, who do you prefer to play? Not who you think gonna win. Who do you prefer to play?
Yeah, put him on spotlight.
Spotlight on it.
Well, if we're being honest, and I've gone back and forth on this because obviously this series has been a rock fight from the beginning. So I've just been sitting back waiting to see who's going to be and what's going to happen. But I'll be honest with you, man. I want the Pistons. I want the smoke. I want all the shit talking that I heard all season about how we're this and that, and y'all kicked our ass in the regular season. Hey, good for y'all. I want y'all now. I want the Pistons because you know what? Either it's going to silence the doubters or it's going to open up the haters.
You know what's so crazy? You're going to have to wait till next year.
Shit, maybe. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I don't just the ball too many fucking times.
Bro, yeah.
See, and I'm going to say this too. Cleveland psyche could be messed up after a game like 6 because when you in a closeout and you at home and you don't end it, that can mess up your psyche. I mean, we saw what happened to Orlando. It messed up their psyche to the point where they just wasn't the same.
Orlando, man.
See, that statement come from
Orlando tragic. Orlando tragic.
Cleveland has to get out to a quick start. They've got out to sorry starts on all these games and allowed Detroit to stay in the game or get ahead of them. They have got to come out guns a-blazing right from the get-go. And if they do, they can put Detroit out quick because they have the firepower to do that. They do. They have the shooters. They have the depth. They can do it. But if Detroit gets out quick, it could get ugly very quick because when it's a game 7, whoever's down tightens up. That's what happens. They tighten up. The shots don't fall. You start making dumb mistakes because you're pressing. You want to be that team that gets out early and stays up early. And if Cleveland can do that, Cleveland can win this game. But it's going to come down to those damn turnovers, man. I'm telling you. If Cleveland can play the cleanest game all series, they will win this game because look at the points that Detroit gets off of Cleveland's turnovers. 30, 28, 20. Dog, that's 20 points you're talking about just off turnovers. Like, how good does that make an offense that struggles to shoot the ball? Really good. You know, because it gives them the confidence because they see the ball go in the hole. And they get more confidence as it goes. So Cleveland cannot do that, man. They got to play clean. They got to play smart. And they just got to execute their offense. They can score on Detroit. Detroit's defense is good, but they can score. They just got to take smart shots and not turn over the ball. If they can do both of those things, Cleveland can win. But I just don't see it happening, man. I think Detroit's going to win this game because Cleveland psyche, I agree with Breed. Cleveland psyche is all messed up right now because you got your ass kicked at home. And you shouldn't even.
Bruh. This is what I don't understand about y'all saying this, right? Cleveland was they the number 1 seed last year? Number 2 seed or something like that?
Yeah,
right?
and they lost in the second round.
So, nigga, we ain't talking about no psyche. They done been through all the BS already. What does we talk about?
You gotta think. Hold on. You just said they psyche is kind of messed up because what's James Harden is known for? Not performing in a clutch game.
Donovan Mitchell
What's
hasn't got
Donovan Mitchell known for? Not making it past the second round. So you don't think that shit is playing in the back of their mind in this game coming up?
No, this is my counter conversation to that, right? James Harden is not the number 1 option on this team. Every time James Harden folded, he was virtually the number 1 or number 1A. And this is not his situation. He's over here to facilitate, right? That's what he does over here. He ain't over here having to be boss hog. He got to facilitate. Because guess what? When he facilitating, Mitchell do his thing. Mobley do his thing. All right? Jared do his thing. And even Strus come off and do his thing. You feel what I'm saying? So whatever James Harden gives you is really just like the nail in the coffin when he's not turning over the ball. So I don't think that applies here because James is not the number 1 option, right? Donovan, I think you have more of a solid case for. And at this point, the conversation is, are you a superstar or not? We ain't gonna sugarcoat this. Are you a superstar or no?
He's getting paid like one.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is your game. I think somebody in the comments said it's a legacy game for him. It is. For him. James Harden is going to the Hall of Fame regardless. He could never sniff a championship, and he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. Second, if you want to be tick-tacky. Okay, he's second if you tick-tacky.
Triple.
His career is solidified. Everything he does from here is just adding on just whipped cream and topping. All right?
Steve.
Dribble. Step back. Dribble. Dribble.
That jumper.
Keep it in the way. Oh.
Kick your ankle.
Hey,
Go ahead.
They talking all that smack, but Cade Cunningham then copied his whole breakdown. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's just being crafty with the ball, man.
James Harden, stay away from the strip clubs in Detroit. Just stay away, brother.
Nah, man, they got some fire in the strip clubs out there. You might want to hit one of them joints, maybe even.
Hey, listen, we heard about what happened to you last time you was down here, brother. They got you. They got you.
Let me, Bandit. Let me ask D a question real quick.
Crazy.
So I brought up D. I brought up the question about if Cavs lose this series, you're gonna have to do something. You can't bring the same roster back next year, and 23 is available.
Okay.
Let's say,
and so is number 9, his son. He can bring him in too.
So look, okay. For one, that statement is really like 5 questions, right? That's to be honest, right? Okay. If somehow we lose this game, all right, there's an argument that this specific team only been together like 12 weeks.
Third of the season.
Yeah.
And if your argument is this team lost because of turnovers, then I believe synergy and chemistry and continuity cures that, right? So there's a case to be made from that standpoint that they wouldn't need to change this. From my standpoint on that, I've been a firm believer that Evan should play the 5 and Jared should be moved. I've also, it's not that I dislike Jared. It's just how their games are. Evan Mobley is way more effective and impactful on the game when he plays the 5.
Yep.
Period. Right? I argue that this series, I'm about to be finished, baby. Here I come. I argued in this series that they should have brought Jared off the bench because Detroit would have had no answer for that. You could have ran Mobley at the 5 with Dean and Strus, and then you could have came off or with Dean and Tyson, You could have came off the bench with Allen and Strus and a whole gang of guys, and that would have really gave Detroit problems because Detroit's second five wouldn't have been able to deal with that second five. But that's me. Go ahead. I see you, Breed.
Can I please answer this one? See,
Go ahead.
And this is what I've been saying too with Piston fans. And what's going to go with my answer, and it's going to go with what you're saying. If you take one of those guys out and put them on the bench, you know where I'm going with this.
B-ball call.
He is going to have a field day, brother. He's going to get a magical 20. He's going to get that 20.
Who?
Paul.
B-ball Paul.
B-ball Paul.
Well, this is the problem, right? Playoffs is a game of matchups.
Yes,
So
sir.
anytime Paul Reed would have came in the game, I would have just played Larry Nance Jr. And I wouldn't even had this problem. And so this is my issue with the coaching, right? Because this is another aspect that why I said his statement was 5 questions. It's the coaching. It's the personnel usage. Cleveland got every type of piece you need to match up with anybody in this league on that roster right now. So the fact that the coach isn't even utilizing that, knowing what's at stake, is crazy. And I will argue that he didn't do no better than JB, so you got to ship him out. You said something about Bree said something about how they did JB. Bruh, ain't nobody do JB like nothing. JB did the same thing that this coach doing, bruh. You got pieces on that team and you ain't even playing them. You too guard dependent on offense.
See,
This
but
is
the
same
thing with
problem
that
with the
is,
Pistons.
bro, see, JB worked with a team that never stayed healthy. That's the thing. They never stay healthy. It was either you being a Cleveland fan. See, here's the thing. Garland was hurt. Mitchell was hurt. Evan Mobley either got hurt. Jared Allen either got hurt. It was always somebody.
Well, why?
that got hurt.
Wait. Before you even continue, why? Because in times when you're blowing teams out, instead of letting your other guys get their feel, you're running your starters in the ground.
It sounds like a coach I know.
Sound like somebody named Thibodeau.
You know
Right. He replaced his ass with Mike Brown, who was coached on the Cavs.
Go New York, go.
So you like why JB players was hurt? Well, he having the same problems in Detroit. So that's a JB thing.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody do him wrong. He ain't evolving. That's the problem.
And there's one point I do want to bring up too that we haven't talked about is these guys have played heavy minutes. Like Cade almost plays every damn minute of that game. Like if he goes out for a minute, it's like 1 or 2, and then he's back on the court. Like, so you're gonna have some heavy legs in this last game. So it's gonna be a willpower game. Like it really is, because I don't see a lot of these star players sitting down very, very much. Like I expect Donovan to play 40 plus, Harden to play 40 plus. Cade sure as hell is gonna play 40 plus. Tobias will. Duran, maybe if he's engaged early, maybe he plays more. But you're gonna see a lot of the starters play a lot of minutes in this game because this is it. There's no tomorrow after this. So they're gonna empty the tank in this game. So I expect to see some really good basketball on both sides because you're gonna have a lot of players playing a lot of minutes, and we probably won't see a lot of bench either.
That's gonna hamper them against the Knicks because if you playing all these guys these heavy minutes. And the Knicks is just resting. They out here chilling. They like, hey man, we at the Apollo Theater looking at this game.
Right.
So, you know, we there. So
we're kicking it with Malika Andrews on the interviews. Yeah.
Yep. And it's just the one thing I'm worried about with the Pistons, and this happened with the Cavs in Game 6, is when they at home and they play tight. They play tight to the point to where. Like if they shooting at a bad, if they not shooting well, will they go under adversity? What will they do? If they can't shoot, will they go to the basket? Will they do this? Can they change anything? That's what I'm worried about with this Piston team at home because it's a lot of pressure on them to win Game 7 and be in the number 1 seed.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of pressure.
Both teams are going to have a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. But I think more the Pistons because they're number one seed. I think Cleveland, they playing with house money. They just like, hey, if we win, we win.
But if they lose all those narratives that you talked about, Harden not getting, choking in the seventh game, Donovan not making second round, they got to go all off season hearing that shit all over again. Like if they want to close that narrative down, they have to win this game. If they don't, it's just going to get louder and louder. And I'm telling you, man, with 23 available, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
All right, it's about that time where everybody rest up and get ready for this big game tomorrow. Get your wet wipes and your dry wipes ready because somebody will be crying. You feel me? Someone will be crying. I do want to give a big shout out to everybody that's watching. You feel me? We do got 16 likes. You feel me? And another 5 on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that's in the comments, man. We truly do appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. We could have been anywhere in the world on Saturday. You could have been in it, getting ready to go to the club, but y'all sit here chilling with the podcast with us. So do us a favor, man. Take out one more second of your day. Go to Detroit Fan Report on YouTube and hit that subscribe button, man. I very much appreciate that. But before we get out of here, what we always do, we let the panel know where you can find them at and they podcast channel. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to them too. Starting with the person that's sitting at home chilling, waiting for this game to be over. Nate, let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, man. Shout out. One Ass Chicken 3 Toes podcast. Find us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. We just wrapped up the schedule release. Super excited about the season. Probably gonna take a little bit of a hiatus, probably till training camps around July. So we'll be back. But yeah, check us out. Lions talk all the time. And if not, I'll be on here, Detroit Fan Report with Neil, chopping it up about my Knicks. Go New York.
For sure. D, man. Appreciate you coming on, representing your team, man. Even though you're gonna have some little heartaches tomorrow, but let them know where they can find you at, man.
That's crazy how projecting and deflecting works.
You projected us to lose by 20 last game, so let me project right now too. But go ahead.
Yeah, I respect it, man.
The Cavs is gonna do what the Knicks did to the Hawks, is what I heard. But we ain't even gonna get on that today. We ain't gonna get on that.
Hey, and I did show up. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Real right up for sure. Because I was talking crazy. But yeah, man, D-Trend, Game Changer Sports Talk, Industry Sports, man. We streaming everywhere. You can find our pages, D-Trend or Industry Sports, on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can find us podcast, Game Changer Sports Talk, on Spotify, various other streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even got a regular time yet, but I just subscribe, and you will know when I'm coming through because I'm going to share it like a motherfucker. Man, shout out to Detroit, man. I really wish y'all luck, even though we going to blow y'all out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, are we going to have a show afterward?
We don't win a hard-fought game, and at the end of the day, this is going to be that we have more firepower than y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a 4-point win going on, 108-112, Cleveland, you know what I'm saying, on the road. That's what I'm on, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's always a pleasure to chop it up with y'all. And I look forward to talking about our matchup against the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Breed, man, let them know where they can find you at.
Man, you can find me in the New Breed, 313 Sports, 313 The New Breed, Real Talk. Definitely find me over here on this show here as well. Do the same thing, man. Give a special RIP, man, to Brandon Clark, Jason Collins, and also I forgot to bring this man up too. He's a very, very Detroit icon. Is Pat Caputo, man. Pat Caputo died a couple weeks ago, man, from 97-1. Very guy's well respected here, man. He knows what he's talking about. So RIP to Pat Caputo. And just I'm gonna celebrate this Pistons blowout win, man. I'm just we gonna smoke that Cavs pack on them, tomorrow.
Neil,
I rolled that bitch up too. I got you. You got the ready.
Hey, Neil, are we gonna have a show afterward? Are you gonna have a show afterwards?
If y'all want to do that, we can have a show afterwards and recap the game.
Let's do it, man.
Hey, listen,
finally talking about the matchup.
I'm gonna make a promise. If the Cavs win,
oh Lord,
The next show we have, I'm wearing a Cavaliers jersey. I'm gonna put it out there like that.
Well, you got all those jerseys anyways.
Yeah, well, you know.
I would tell you I would match you, but I don't got none of my couple little Knicks hats here.
If you was in Cleveland, I would bring it to you. Make you take a picture with it.
It's your Cleveland.
Definitely
Right outside the stadium.
Definitely, whoever wins needs to come on and pump their chest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, before we head out here, I'm gonna show you all the results of the polls. We got the Cavs. Well, we say 25% because RoboCop didn't get his ding in. So 25% chance that the Cavs gonna win and 75% chance that.
Hey, last thing I'll say is it don't matter if it's the Cavs, it don't matter if it's the Pistons. Knicks in 6.
Okay. Anyways, all right. Do us a favor, man. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. Everybody have a blessed night. You feel me? Hey, enjoy these playoffs. It's one of some of the best playoffs we've seen in a while. You feel me? Right.
Go New York. Go.
With that said, man, we out here, y'all. Peace.